Hello everybody and welcome to another Imperator Z cast of StarCraft 2. Today we have a diamond level game of a Terran versus Terran, and on the lower hand side of the map is xDooMxRko. xDooMxRko, yeah, in the red trunks, according to Total Biscuit. Don't see these guys having. Do they have? Yeah, they sort of have trunks. Guess you could call it that. And in the blue trunks, on the north-hand side of the map, we have the Dabirdmans. The Dabirdmans. Reminds me of a short story I once wrote for the creative writing course I had, and there was this guy, and he was the chosen one, and well, he made birds shit on people anyway. And we have an exciting supply depot coming up for the Dabirdmans, and an exciting supply depot coming from xDooMxRko. Right. And our blue Terran appears to be... Is it ahead or behind? Appears to be behind because his supply depot sort of cock-blocked him. You also call it supply blocked because of that. And we don't have the production bars here because this, again, for some reason is an old replay that people have recently uploaded. I still don't get it how people keep playing on these old ass versions of the game and uploading them to sc2replay.com. I would love it if you would send me in something newer to zreplays@gmail.com, links in the description, and I'd be very happy to cast it, because it's just so nice to have you able to see this timer that should be here, and for the overlay I have to actually fit this part. Yes, I'm very aware of it that it does not fit in the older version, but I'm too lazy to open up Paint again and rectify that. So we have our Dabirdmans going orbital command at 14 supply, which doesn't seem too bad. xDooMxRko is doing the standard Terran wall-off, which I'm not that sure about still, because Terrans can shoot up here. They can very easily build some barracks and scout up and have siege tanks just attack the buildings without them being able to shoot back. But most Terrans don't seem to be overly concerned. We have two barracks with a tech lab and another tech lab coming up for the Dabirdmans. Worker-wise, they seem to be about even. Both have gone for an orbital command. xDooMxRko has not yet dropped a mule. I hope he'll be doing so soon. And then he will be slightly ahead. A worker has just died for our blue Terran. Or he was a scout. I didn't even notice. I'm sorry, guys. And xDooMxRko, anyway, his SCV, he's made it out alive. A sort of ninja command center is going up for xDooMxRko. I just won't call him red because I'm stubborn like that. And the Dabirdmans, both players still on one gas. They are even in that as well. We have our red Terran, xDooMxRko, a bit more conscious about his worker and mule production, but just a tiny bit, for now anyway. We'll see how it goes later in the game. For now though, he's ahead in workers. He can make more units, though his army is a bit behind. We'll see if he will get to it. Right now he's just building a factory, barracks with tech lab. This one's just a barracks. And both players are happily producing away. Of course, the Dabirdmans, if he wants to make use of his cut workers, he's 6 workers behind by now, then he really has to attack soon, because otherwise his xDooMxRko opponent, who's not macroing too badly as a matter of fact, him being diamond, he's probably a lot better than I am at it. While his resources do seem suspiciously high to me, he's probably gonna start building stuff soon, because yeah, his production facilities have just finished. He seems to have it going now. So I would say the Birdman's moment has passed, and xDooMxRko will be able to use his defender's advantage to catch up here. It'll be close. I'm not saying it won't be close, but he's producing a lot more than his opponent. You see those single marauders trickling in. The Ninja Expand has moved to the lower right hand side, funnily enough. And his SCV lead now is just crushing. If he manages to hold off this push without losing any workers, which he might, because he does have siege tanks coming up. I have to check for siege tech. It's not yet finished, so the marauders, they will do a lot of damage, but the marines should do well. The siege tanks, everything, marauders, marine siege tanks, and everything that's being produced here and here and here, they should hold off this push. And you can see here, while our Dabirdmans is still ahead in army supply, this army is slowly trickling in, and if he just walks into the siege tank, which has now just finished with its siege mode, they're all gonna die a horrible death, being picked off one by one. By now, the Birdman should really pull back. You never want to attack a sieged up Terran. He does not know yet, but as soon as he walks in, he'll probably run away. He should be expanding. Indeed he is. His failed push put him behind a lot. He still seems to be ahead in army, but this is the Terran's advantage when defending siege tanks. These guys are just ridiculously strong at holding off pushes, and the Birdman's is not doing the smart thing and lets all his units die, trading them for a supply depot. Resource wise, maybe 1,000 resources to kill off 100. I'm not good at maths. It seems like a bad trade. We still have no second gas for either player, which is starting to worry me a bit. Especially for xDooMxRko, because he has been building his SCVs and he's probably starting to get a bit oversaturated. What am I saying? I'm not even looking. I'm just saying things. He does have his double gas up, and he's very conscientiously macroing up. Actually, the first game I'm casting where somebody's doing well at macro. We are at 10 minutes 50 seconds in the game, and he's at 40 SCVs. He's done well on his mules or scan. He's probably been using it on scans more, or he would have more mules. Meanwhile, the Birdman's has lots of mules going, which is a bit worrying because he probably dropped them all at once. Yes, he has. So he has forgotten them and will now have a huge influx of minerals he probably can't cope with. Never mind, he has way too many production facilities for one base. He is trying to macro kind of with those orbitals, but he's not producing enough SCVs, and in particular he's not expanding with his expansion. He just lets it sit there. Not that a good macro orbital command can't help, but this is not the way to make it help. The mules hasn't been dropped. This one hasn't been dropped. And I really wonder what the Birdman's is thinking by now. He probably should surrender and just GG out, but he's not doing that. He just lets the other guy kill everything with the slowest reaction time known to man. And then he continues. Let's see his vision. He continues sitting there, lifted off the orbital command, probably wants to float it away. Another command center going up. Ooh. What macro? Dude, this is macro. By now, it doesn't really matter what xDooMxRko does, because he can just, as you can see, he could just A-move the enemy base, or he could build 5 more expansions, and what I'm trying to say is he could do whatever he wants by now, and it really doesn't matter what, and he could still win. He could mass ravens, and he would steamroll everything. He could just put ravens all around and then sort of clump them in together and then use the Hunter-Seeker missiles, and even though this is the patch where they are still slow, he could just sort of come from all sides and throw Hunter Seeker missiles everywhere, and there would be no way to flee, and everything would die off the splash. Just one of my fantasies, one of my wet StarCraft 2 dreams that I dream at night, but that I never will do because I'm a nerd and I can't realize my fantasies. We have the command center here, just not doing anything. This is a very strange place for an expansion. Same for this one, actually. They probably think they're ninja, but really it just takes too long to get over there. Would have done much better if you just expand to your own natural, because that's very much easier to defend. Army sizes are not as far apart as they probably should be. But as you can see on the spending tab, the red player, our xDooMxRko, has been spending more of his money on technology and economy, and therefore does not have that big an army lead. It's still a big army lead though. Dabirdmans in the meantime has been building about three SUVs. Yeah, he's been rebuilding everything that the tiny Reaper attack killed. You go, dude. You go, dude. And this is just a lot of this by now. And let's look at the units tab. Dabirdmans has a few more marines. He has medivacs, which is a good thing. Which could be a good thing anyway. He could drop or something, and he has one Hellion. It's everything he has up on his opponent. And it's just gonna die to this siege tank push. Wow, this is so many siege tanks. This is gonna hurt. If he can just scrounge up, you know, the energy for another scan, which he doesn't have yet, because he's been conscientiously using his mules. Should always use your mules. But now he's saved up for the scan, and everything is dying. The Dabirdmans doesn't really know what to do. Right now he could siege up and kill these things, but xDooMxRko, he knows that, and pulls around, checks for the natural expansion, which isn't there. I do hope he's not gonna try and starve him out. I so hope so, because it's not necessary. You can steamroll. Yeah, this army advantage is decisive. What you should be doing now. Oh no, supply drops. Never supply drop. He has so much money, he could just build supply depots and be none the worse for wear. He has way too much money, in fact. He's been slacking off on his macro, but no matter, the Dabirdmans has been doing so as well. Way too many minerals. Big supply blockage coming from killed supply depots. xDooMxRko, funnily enough, is supply blocked as well. Though he just decides to sacrifice some army to take care of that instead of building supply depots, which is a valid tactic, or can be anyway. Usually do that as Zerg, you just... that's why you call it a 300 supply push. You go 200, and have 100 of that supply killed and remax instantly. Never works for me. If I have 100 of my supply killed as Zerg, I die. But I'm not good at this game, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. We still have our xDooMxRko steamrolling, killing everything, and I still don't see anything the Dabirdmans could be doing. Except hope and pray, and maybe build 10 nukes and drop them somewhere and hope the enemy army walks into it, and then build 10 more nukes and hope the same 3 or 5 more times, and if he manages to obliterate the base in the meantime, and half of his opponent's SCVs, they might be on the same terms again, but that's not happening. It's not happening. We have more obliteration, and now I'm just gonna times 8. Why is there a planetary fortress here? There are bad spots for your planetary fortress. Like, you don't really want one here. You do want them somewhere at the gold bases or somewhere. And this is not just a bad spot for it. This is not a spot at all for it. Don't ever do that. don't do what you saw there. You see what happens. It's useless. It's absolutely useless. We have xDooMxRko having some fun, going around, getting rid of some of his resources because they haven't gone up that much at least. And the resources are your enemy. You want to keep them low. You want to spend them, and well, paradoxically you want to get as much of them as possible. It's kind of post-modern and very intricate, this economy thing in StarCraft 2. We have the orbital command here sitting around, we have this one sitting around, and both of them are at 200 energy. And let's do a quick maths. Since I'm not good at maths, I'm just saying it's 10 mules instead of, you know, what it actually would be, which would be 8 mules. It's 10 mules you could be dropping. That's 2,700 minerals in a very short amount of time. And just imagine how many marines you could make. Let me give you a hint. Bad math says it's 60. Good math says it's 54. And 54 marines. 54 marines. 54 marines wouldn't help. Especially after this. If these were marines and the 2,700 minerals were marines, the Dabirdmans would actually stand a chance, but there aren't enough barracks to make that many. And he's not inclined to make them because, well, one barracks is all you need, isn't it? This is just silly. So times 8, times 8, times 8, siege line, breaking everything. My guess is he's trying to go sort of battle cruisers or something. Just really, are you really just building turrets now? Are you really just being the dick? He's just being a dick. He's just being a giant, huge fucking dick. I like to see Terrans suffer though. I have a sort of grudge. Against all those 2-rexing bastards. xDooMxRko, in the meantime, making nukes. It's good if you're being trolled like this. Troll back with nukes. And Dabirdmans GG's. Don't let it fool you. He's not actually GGing. He's making 3 marines, 2 marines. Nuke killing stuff. But the Dabirdmans is not to be deterred. And neither is xDooMxRko, who is building 4 more nukes and 4 battlecruisers. Oh, what fun StarCraft 2 can be. Aww, that wasn't nice. You see that? He already made BCs, he's just trolling now. It's a good thing to troll sometimes. Let off steam. Aww, poor xDooMxRko. Has to do all this killing. It weighs hard on the soul, all that killing. Thor drops in the base. Happy, happy, fun times. Times 8, times 8, because this game, believe it or not, goes on for 7 more minutes. You are terrible, he calls his opponent. xDooMxRko, I agree. The Dabirdmans is terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And xDooMxRko stays in the game, even though there's not much left to kill. Wait. Oh, wait, I thought the other guy had left. Oh god, Jesus, this guy's a dick. If you ever see the Dabirdmans on Battle.net, just tell him he's an asshole. Like, has left the game. You shouldn't write that. You shouldn't write that in the chat. I can show you again. Has left the game. See, he actually went to the trouble of writing that. It's almost as bad as the Terrans lifting off their command center after killing an SCV and gobbling up the rest with the command center and then doing sort of the error message thing. It's not funny, guys. It never works. And you're just wasting everybody's time, especially your own. God. The Dabirdmans. This ghost is happy though. He shot so many nukes. He shot nukes at the factory, which is actually kind of insane. Nukes hunting flying factories. That's why this game is awesome, folks. StarCraft 2, best game in the world. Best game in the world. And the scanty P degrees. Look at him. They went through all the trouble of making the unit portrait very intricate, very detailed. And nobody's ever gonna look at it except us. We're the only people in the world who are actually looking at this model. Savor this, guys. It was made only for you. Was made only for you. Thank you, Blizzard. Thank you, Blizzard. This has been it for Imperator Z today, and thumbs up and subscribe and favorite this video and whatever else the good things are that you can do to me on YouTube, and I will be very grateful to you. And I promise there will be more replays by me, because casting these things is a lot of fun. There will be lots and lots more content, and I hope there will be lots and lots more nukes coming, guys, because who doesn't love nukes? Who doesn't love nukes? See you next time. And remember, give the centipede its due. Give the centipede its due.